Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the most historic days in cryptocurrency history. Bitcoin has made a brand new all-time highs, touching $45,000, and Tesla has finally bought into Bitcoin. $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin was purchased. Folks, you have to like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit that bell icon to be notified of new uploads because we called this. This happened exactly as predicted. Folks, I've been saying for days and weeks on this channel that it was just a matter of time before we found out that Tesla bought into Bitcoin. Elon Musk is a smart guy. He's been tweeting about this for days and weeks. He wasn't just going to tweet about it and not have Tesla buy into it. You can look back from videos days and weeks ago. We've been talking about this. We've been trying to warn you guys. We've been saying Michael Saylor from MicroStrategy held a webinar trying to onboard 1,400 of the globe's publicly traded companies that were most open-minded into Bitcoin to get into crypto. Folks, we've been saying this. The institutions, the floodgates are open. They're flooding in. The institutions are moving in. This bull run is different from all others in history because all other bull runs in history have been driven by retail investors. This time it's different. This time the institutions are getting involved. And so, folks, I believe we haven't seen anything yet. I believe this is just the very beginning of the bull run. Recently, we have had, and we're going to run through some technical analysis and talk about what I see happening both short-term and long-term. But look, recently we've had a 32% correction. And people were panicking, people were talking, YouTubers were making videos saying how, it's the end of the bull run. And hell, I mean, it was concerning. I was making videos talking about my concern as well. But I understand, and I've always understood the long-term cycles. We had a 32% correction here. Let's take a look back at 2017, 2018, the last Bitcoin bull run. And folks, we had massive corrections all the time, all throughout the last bull run. Look here. We had a 43% correction there. Over here, we had a 30% correction here. Folks, these corrections are common. Expect Bitcoin in the market as a whole to have 6 more 30% corrections before this bull run is over. Expect that to happen. Folks, I believe Bitcoin is very likely to be somewhere in this point of the cycle, back in 2017, than over here. I believe Bitcoin a year from now is going to look very close to something like it was right here or right here, and I bet you anything, the chart is going to look very similar to this months and months down the road. Again, I could be wrong, but let's kind of talk about let's take a look at our indicators here and try to get a sense of what's happening in the short term here. So, folks, I kind of want to point something out, another reason why you have to stay tuned in this channel. I was ringing the alarm bells right here, the 27th of January, when we had a 12-hour bullish crossover on the MACD when it was in the oversold region. Back when Bitcoin was inside this ascending triangle, and back before Elon Musk was tweeting about Bitcoin, I was ringing the alarm bells right here. Back when we were within this descending triangle, that Bitcoin was extremely likely to explode. Why? Because look, we had a bullish crossover on the 12-hour MACD. If we zoom out, when was the last time we had a 12-hour bullish crossover on the MACD when it was in the oversold? The 10th of September. When was the 10th of September? Right here, ladies and gentlemen. The last time Bitcoin had a bullish crossover on the 12-hour MACD when it was oversold was right here. And look at the explosion we had right after. Guys, I've been saying this for days and weeks. You got to stay tuned to the channel. And look, we recently had one here, and of course we're exploding. And folks, this is just the beginning, in my opinion. We have months of bull run ahead of us. I think this bull run is very likely to end with Bitcoin sometime September, October this year. I do believe that Bitcoin is going to reach a peak, correct, and enter a consolidation phase for years. And I think Bitcoin is very likely to reach its peak September, October 2021 this year. I don't know that for sure. I could be wrong, but is it probable? I do think so. So, folks, in terms of like our next impulse here, I believe our next impulse takes us to either to 40,000, 50K. For a few reasons here. If we take the height of this ascending triangle, we move to the breakout point, that takes us to kind of 48,000, which is our one of our favorite retracement levels, which makes sense. But also, if we zoom into kind of the near term here, we're having a little bit of a consolidation phase after a pump. So I bet you anything, this is going to look very similar to some kind of bull flag, where whenever we form a bull flag, it's either some kind of either wedge or descending triangle or channel, where if we break out bullishly, we move the height of the first impulse. So I'd say this is the first impulse. And let's say this is, you know, somewhere here is the breakout point. Again, I think that takes us into the $50,000 territory. So, you know, I think $48,000 to $50,000 is kind of where Bitcoin goes next, kind of the next short-term stop, if we can get above $45,000. And folks, like, this is just the beginning. Stay tuned to this channel. So as well, it's important, another important chart to keep an eye out for to understand what the market as a whole is likely to do is the Bitcoin dominance chart. Bitcoin dominance being the total value of Bitcoin in comparison to the total value of all cryptocurrency. So this is a very important chart to keep a look at to get a gauge of what the altcoins and what Bitcoin has within them. Whenever Bitcoin dominance falls, altcoins typically benefit. Whenever it rises, altcoins typically suffer. So interestingly, Bitcoin dominance has been rising. But I think it's just a matter of time before it goes back down. So as soon as we see Bitcoin dominance start to take that next leg down, that should tell you, oh, hey, the altcoins are likely to get gas in their tank. So folks, just before I wrap up this video, I'm going to mention my my long-term price predictions for Bitcoin. But before I do, I just want to bring up the fact that we've actually started our own Patreon. For those who want to support us, who like what we do on this channel, you know, there's the option. Please consider supporting us. Believe me, folks, I lobbied hard against Messin. We run this channel together to give you guys respectable names for these tiers, but he insisted on giving you officer ranks. So I mean, it's fine, I guess, whatever. But look, guys, if you guys want to support us, we really appreciate it. You guys will get like a special Discord perks for the $3 tier. You'll get like a special designation in the Discord, and for these tiers, you guys will get access to our VIP Discord, guys. But listen, this is just the beginning. We're going to be rolling out more perks later on in the future. We have lots of ideas, lots of projects we want to work on, and we honestly appreciate you guys helping us out because it helps us with these different projects we have, and like, believe us when we say, like, we've been very secretive about the things we're working on behind the scenes. And look, we're not ready to release anything anytime soon, but I mean, we're working on stuff, folks. Just I'll leave it there. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on that hopefully will release later down the road. And as well, if you choose to go for the higher tier, we really appreciate it. And you get a t-shirt if you support us for 3 months. So guys, you know, check it out, consider supporting us. And just to kind of mention, wrap up here with my long-term price predictions, you know, I've said before, I think Bitcoin has a good chance of reaching $300,000. I think the low hundreds of thousands of dollars is very reasonable for Bitcoin. You know, 1, 2, 300,000 is very reasonable. Could Bitcoin reach 400, 500,000? Folks, I'll put it this way. If every publicly traded company starts to put 2%, 5%, 6% of their balance sheet into Bitcoin, folks, we could see like a $500,000 Bitcoin. We could see a $500,000, $600,000 Bitcoin this cycle. If we start to see, like, you know, the S&P 500 companies, if they all start to flood into Bitcoin and put 2, 3, 4, 5% of their balance sheet into Bitcoin, folks, this is just the beginning. And if Bitcoin can reach 300, 400, 500,000, what could Ethereum do? What could the altcoins do? Because I believe Ethereum and the altcoins have a much higher ROI potential than Bitcoin. Folks, if Bitcoin goes to 400, 500,000, ooh, could we see a $40,000, $50,000 Ethereum this cycle? I mean, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but if Bitcoin goes to 500,000, could Ethereum go to 50,000? I definitely think that's probable. Now, I do think kind of the most likely thing is Bitcoin 300,000, Ethereum 30,000. I say Ethereum 30,000 because I love being in Ethereum because I think it has a higher ROI potential, and it's much easier to understand what Ethereum could do, because last time around, Ethereum reached a little bit over 10% of Bitcoin's price at the peak. So this time around, if we just assume Ethereum will reach 10% of Bitcoin's price, all you have to do to kind of gauge and kind of predict what Ethereum is going to do is just wait to see what Bitcoin does, and then say, oh, okay, then Ethereum's likely to do roughly 10% of whatever Bitcoin does. So again, if Bitcoin goes to 100,000, I think Ethereum's going to 10. If Bitcoin goes to 200,000, I think Ethereum's going to 20. If Bitcoin goes to 300,000, I think Ethereum's going to 30. If Bitcoin goes to 500,000, I think Ethereum is going to 50. So, folks, those are my thoughts. Stay tuned to this channel. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Hit that bell to be notified of new uploads. Check out our Discord. Link for that will be down in the description. That's it for now, folks. Thank you for watching, and take care.